Warning: The Noob and Fr00b show is rated NC-17 for adult language, adult content, strong sexual references, and psychological nudity. Listener discretion is advised. Opinions expressed on the Noob and Fr00b show does not reflect those of Jagex Ltd. RuneScape.com is a trademark of Jagex Ltd. and is not affiliated with the Noob and Fr00b show.
Salutations, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Noob and Fr00b show. I am your co-host to the co-host, Matthew, aka Matt, and I am absolutely always, of course, joined by that bear, aka Satya.
Hi, everybody!
Alright, so I'll tell you all how to get a hold of us. If you are watching this here video, that is the quickest way to leave something and get a response. You can just leave a comment there. If you are on Twitter, you can tweet Satya at thatbearrs. If you are on Facebook, you can message thatbearrs on Facebook, or you can just leave a comment there. If you are listening live on AM radio, leave a comment there. We'll answer it as soon as possible. And last but not least, if you are in the clan chat, you are a clan member, you can ask a question in there, or if you are simply wanting to guest in our clan chat, you are more than welcome. Just type into your guest clan chat, Barbarians CC, and we'll try to answer your question.
Yeah, thank you. So let's get right into the news. First up on the list, there is a minigame rework, Pest Control, with improved rewards. They've not completely changed the way that the minigame is played, just how it's looked and the stuff you get from it. There's also a new offhand companion to the Corsi sword, buyable with commendations by those who've completed the Voice Stares Back. This sword is level, it's level 75, whereas Corsi's sword is, of course, 78 attack and 78 strength for it. Its stats are damage 459, accuracy 1694, and it is a stab-style weapon. It has crit bonus of 1% attack, and it is considered fast. Now keep in mind, with Legacy Mode coming back to the game, these swords will have a special attack, so it might be worth picking up Jessica's sword. If you never tried Pest Control, it's a safe, cooperative combat minigame where you'll help the Guardian Void Knight drive back a relentless assault of outwardly creatures known as the Void Pest. To win, you'll need to destroy 4 portals that the Pest are using to enter Gielinor, or keep a stationary, vulnerable Void Knight alive for 20 minutes. Now the latter, the 20 minutes thing, that's not commonly how it's played. Usually the portals come down pretty quickly. Of course, the games that last 20 minutes are kind of fun, but it is a big waste of XP. To start, you'll need at least a combat level of 50. Speak to the Void Knight Squire at Port Sarim Docks, or right-click her and select Travel. You'll then be taken to the Void Knight Outpost, where you can get 1 of 3 ships. They have different levels. It starts out with level 50, level 100, and the very farthest ship is the level 150 combat. The higher level that you pick, the more commendations you'll earn to spend on rewards should you win. The look of the island, if you've not checked it out yet, it looks very like Indian, Aztec. I don't know. It's a lot different than what we're used to with the wooden fence and the things like that, but it looks a lot better. Overall, there's better rewards. You can keep now up to 1,000 commendations instead of, I think it was like 250 was the max we could hold.
Yeah.
You can now get summoning XP to purchase, starting with level 22 and up. The rate of XP gained per commendation has been increased for all the skills. Void Knight armor patches is something else new that can be placed onto your current void to increase it by 10 levels. Seed, mineral, and herb packs now give you a selection of resources in various amounts with a rare chance to get higher level resources. And note, Conquest has not been updated yet. It still looks pretty much the same, so hopefully they'll get around to that pretty soon. There's better graphics. It looks more crisp. Looks more like you know, what we're used to with the Disney crap. There's better play as far as like the wait times are not as long, so that's always a good thing. You only have to wait 3 minutes now instead of the previous 5. Logs for repairing barricades and doors now are picked up from stockpiles instead of chopping down the trees. Contribution from repairing barricades and doors has been increased. In the past, if you were just somebody who wanted the skill, maybe you were just there to get prayer XP or some kind of pure, you didn't get a lot of points for repairing the doors. Now you do. Many smaller tweaks and fixes have been made, and yeah, it looks better than ever. So, yippee skippy.
Huzzah.
So in other news, the legendary pet functions accessed via the dialog box have been reorganized. Scavenge and take to the bank are on the first page. Emotes are active on the second layer of options, and a number of improvements have been made to the scavenging function. For instance, they will now pick up noted things for you.
Yay.
And there is a toggle all option. So, yay. Next up, we have the RuneScape companion app, the Grand Exchange. This is live now. You can buy and sell directly from your cell phone throughout the day without having to log on to a computer. So this is wonderful for all the merchers and all you addicts out there.
Like they went like TD Ameritrade, like mobile stock shit. It's like, I don't know. Personally, I think it's a little over the top, but for somebody who's a mercher or somebody who does something like that, or somebody who bots to manage their shit while they're on the go and not at their computer.
Well, something I would like to see on like a mobile app would be like player-owned ports, because that's something that varies through hours and hours, minutes, whatever, based on what kind of mission you're on. I would like to have that for mobile. That would be more useful to me.
Yes.
Like the Grand Exchange.
Last week or the week before, we actually had a Reddit question asking that of the Ninja team, or a suggestion or something of that nature to put player imports onto the companion app. So perhaps
I think that would be a
addressed.
better option than the GE. I'd rather not have any of it. But anyway, let's talk about how this GE application, how does it work? Okay, items bought and sold using the app will move between the GE and your bank rather than your inventory. This is just because somebody might exploit it or whatever. Any item you wish to sell via the app needs to be in your bank, and if you wish to buy an item, make sure you have space in your bank. So that's very important. Money will move to and from your money pouch. Okay? Based on the feedback, there is no cap on the number of transactions you can make per day via the app. So you can do this all freaking day long if you want to. However, they'll be keeping an eye on this to ensure that it doesn't cause imbalance or allow exploits. But most likely, it probably will. Should it be necessary, they will work out a sensible limits.
Timbo's gonna be drinking Red Bulls to stay up to manage this shit.
Yes. It's also worth noting that while you can buy or sell bonds via the app, you will not be able to redeem them or make them tradable without logging into the game. The next update for the companion will be to release it on iOS and Android stores as a standalone app. We'll keep you informed on the progress. So, how exciting is that?
So exciting.
Yes. So next up we have Win a Trip for Two to RuneFest 2014. Matt, are we going to take part in this?
Well, let's who knows? We'll see.
The competition, here's what it is. The Gielinor Tourist Board are in a bit of a pickle. They want to showcase everything that's awesome in Gielinor. Free player-made commercials for Jagex. Titled Wish You Were in RuneScape. And, well, yeah. Give them a hand at creating a video, YouTube, Vine, or Instagram. There's no longer than 45 seconds, and submit it through our competition page on Facebook.
I was like, wait a moment. Give them a handy? What? I don't know.
Our favorite will win a coveted Golden Gnome at RuneFest 2014. Be as creative as you like. Live action video, machinima, animation. Think outside the box. Here's an example created by Maud Lee for some inspiration. Not inspired by this.
I was on the forums, the RuneFest forums, yesterday, I think it was, and a lot of people were kind of upset that the only submission you could make is a video, because there were people like, I don't have video making skills really, but I can draw, or I don't have video making skills, but I know how to like design cosplay clothes and things of that nature. And they were kind of upset that they could not participate in this with the skills that they had.
Right. Well, I know last year they did various other types of media competitions, like a drawing contest and like things like that. I'm sure they'll do that again, this year, but it won't be under this "Wish You Were in RuneScape" hashtag crap.
And
So
that's what they were cross about.
yeah, they won't win a free ticket.
Yeah.
I think we should make like an anti one, like "Wish You Were on RuneScape" and like maybe have like Mod Mark Gerhard, like we wish he was there so we could kill him or something.
Yes.
I mean, like kill him as in the game, not like really.
Right, not really. Although, based on the show picture you've chosen to design this evening, it looks like he's more likely to kill us than vice versa.
Probably. All right, next up is Treasure Hunter. Yeah, another one of those. Treasure Hunter Lucky Clover necklaces. Unlock a Treasure Hunter chest from 1 o'clock. 4th of July until the 15th for a chance to win a Lucky Clover necklace, which will give you the chance to win awesome rare prizes and boost your XP gain too. How does it work? There are 2 types of necklaces to win: the shiny Lucky Clover necklace and the sparkling Lucky Clover necklace, and each necklace will be made from either a 2, 3, or a 4-leaf clover. When worn, all varieties of necklace give their wearer a bonus XP of 1%, 2%, or 3%, depending on how many leaves they have. For every 10 minutes of skilling or combat, the necklace also gives you a chance to win a prize. That's 2.5%, 10%, or 25% for the 2, 3, and 4-leaf varieties, respectively. If you don't win a prize, you'll still get a small cash bag. Each time you get a prize or a small cash bag, one of the necklace's 10 charges is expended. Once these are up, the necklace no longer gives XP or prizes. So here's the prizes you can get. All 6 varieties of necklaces share a main drop table, which include magic notepaper, silver hawk feathers, and a rare chance to win 10 million coins or more.
Oh boy.
Oh my. The shiny and sparkling necklace types have their own rare drop as well, which could be yours, if you're extra lucky. Shiny lucky covered necklaces can net you some amazing rare prizes, including Squirks the Parrot, huge prismatic stars, lucky divine spirit shields, and lucky Sardaman god swords. Sparkling lucky clover necklaces can give their own awesome rare loot too, including silver hawk boots, lucky armadillo armor, Scully, and the serpentine 2-handed crossbow. Shiny necklaces can be won between the 4th of July and the 10th of July, and sparkling necklaces can be won from the 10th of July to the 15th of July. For full details, check out the RuneScape Wikipedia. And I think I just threw up in my mouth.
I did too. The only thing I've been getting from this is the small cash bags. Like, I don't know if anyone else is in the same boat. But yeah, I've only been getting the small cash bags. I got like 1 small prismatic lamp that I put on divination, because that's what I was doing at the time. But yeah, these aren't...
I've got quite a bit of notepaper, and I got the 4-leaf one, and my rare item at the end was some promotional weapon, like from ages ago, and not the one that turns into the level 70 weapon. I don't know what the fuck it was, but it was quite useless, and it went straight to the Ango. It was just a waste of my time, really.
What's the fucking golden katana?
No, like I have 2 of those.
Right.
Anyway, so it's the beginning of the month, the end of the previous month, and it's my favorite time, and it has nothing to do with my menstrual cycle.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it is behind the scenes for July 2014.
Yay!
So at the top of the list is the coveted Legacy Mode. They're in the last few weeks of development on Legacy Mode, following several big batches to the beta and your overwhelmingly 80% vote in the recent poll for the death of EOC. Your feedback has been fantastic, and we have been implementing the last few changes, including adding the old animations and combat stances, and fixing the final bugs. Expect the launch later in July. Wow. Legacy is selectable mode that brings back the traditional no abilities RuneScape combat that many players miss, plus the old style interface from before EOC. Crucially, it means the traditional combat fans can still have all of these things while playing the latest combat content, alongside those who prefer the newer style of EOC. Now, along with Legacy Mode come a bunch of global improvements that affect all combat players, regardless of their preference. That includes the level 138 combat formula, the special attacks, and loads of balancing changes. Now, something important with the balancing changes, right now, you know, EOC is pretty much Magescape, and it kind of
Yeah.
jumps from thing to thing. But apparently in the beta, seems very underpowered. It's crazy. Anyway, they've been working with us on the beta servers to get the game as perfect as possible. If you're one of the thousands who like using EOC, carry on. That experience won't have changed, and we'll think you enjoy the extra options offered by the brutal special attacks. If you are one of those who have returned to try out Legacy, we have videos, a gear guide, and loads more information to help you catch up. Now, this is something I wish they would have done with EOC. There's in-depth guides for all of this stuff. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Legacy's right around the corner. I'm not personally excited, but
Neither am I. And
go ahead.
did you notice the keywords there for returning to try out Legacy? I'm pretty sure like that stood out to me more than anything, and I think that's why they did it. They are still so focused on winning back the player base that they lost when they introduced EOC.
Yeah, and that's been a common topic that we've talked about in the show many times. Is really they need to let them go and focus on new players, and I just don't think that's ever going to happen. But anyway, let's talk about Araxor's lair. This is what I'm pumped up about. In Mauritania, vampires are scared of only two things: adventuring heroes like you and Araxor, an arachnid horror from the darkest of nightmares. Later this month, Araxor will join the ranks of our epic boss monsters, designed to be fought by one or two players. He's capable of changing his entire strategy and attack styles in each battle you fight, growing in power as you do. So we know that Virago changes, month to month? Araxor changes fight to fight, so this is going to be quite interesting. This allows you to define your own challenge levels and experience the fight differently as you grow in confidence. Deal with light and dark areas, acid, poison, fire, stone, web, gut-wrenching explosions, and a bunch of new mechanics we like to keep hidden until launch day. Overall, his entire den of creepy minions can vary every few days, revealing different routes to be explored. You'll need to mix up your tactics if you want a taste of the precious rewards. The difficulty grows if you bring a buddy, but drops are assigned individually, so you'll each get your share of the loot. So you're not going to be splitting up the items that we're going to talk about here in a second. And what loot it is, with unique pets and a drop table even more generous than the Queen Black Dragons. You can gain access to brand new level 90 two-handed weapons, one for each combat class, range, mage, and melee. Each one is built from the rare parts of the lair's evil inhabitants. So yes, there's going to be the level 90 staff, the level 90 two-handed bow. We don't know if it's going to be a crossbow or a longbow. And, of course, the one-handed melee weapon that we're not sure what it's going to be either. So, yeah, as far as the level 85 and the level 80 weapons, they're crashing significantly right now. I wouldn't worry too much about your Drygores. They are going to drop a little bit when these come out. But you have to remember people are going to need these weapons to go in there and kill that boss. So there's going to be a quick rise on the day just because people are going to need it to get in there.
So basically what you're saying is it'll be similar to getting the pieces to create the Ascension crossbow.
Well, I don't know if it's going to be that or if it's going to be a straight-up drop or what's going to happen.
Right.
But what I'm saying is don't panic sell your stuff just yet. Because the day of the release, if you're not interested in fighting the monster, what if these things are going to be buyable or whatever, that's the day you want to sell them because people are going to need them to actually go kill it anyway. So don't panic sell right now. There's going to be a disturbing sounds, a fascinating environment, and they consider this the best boss graphic of all time. I don't know about that, but they look forward to hearing our live stream screams and terror of echoing around the globe. I really don't think it's going to be that scary. Finally, the Ninja team are adding in-game timers for boss fights alongside the release of Araxor, so you can keep up with how long it takes you to kill bosses. So that's something fun for all the live streamers anyway. This is just the first taste of some really cool content they've got coming out for boss killers. Next one Twitch integration. A lot of talk about this next one here. Talking of streaming, they're launching the Twitch integration project this month. Accessible via the community tab, the new Twitch page will allow you to simply enter your Twitch login details, pick a stream name, and start streaming your game to millions of potential viewers. It's a fantastic way of getting into streaming for the first time and can also be used to find other RuneScape Twitch users. So if you're somebody who doesn't want to pay for something like XSplits, maybe if you don't have the computer to run some of these things, it sounds like, yeah, straight log in the RuneScape, log in the Twitch, and there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know how, I'm kind of excited for it at the same time, and then I'm kind of not. This could be the end of the YouTube stream.
Right. I don't know. I think it'll be something that, you know, people who stream playing live will use. Now, for people such as that who are on YouTube, they will use the Twitch thing. But for something like what we do here, I think that will still be done using Hangouts on Air and YouTube. I think this is much more set up for that.
Right. You know, the whole YouTube community, as far as like RuneScape, there's a huge difference in what it is now than what it was like 5 years ago when I started.
Oh, yeah.
It's just not, unfortunately, it's not as popular. I've noticed my own subscribers starting to dwindle, my own views starting to dwindle. Like, you know, I have videos up in the thousands, and as time goes on, I'm sometimes lucky to get it over 200, 300. Yeah. So Twitch is very slowly killing us off, but, you know, we're all hanging in there. And a lot of it has to do with Jagex, too. You know, they're very picky and choosy about who they support. And obviously they're not going to support us with pictures like we have right now.
Correct.
But we don't care about that, do we? No.
Not really.
So, some breaking news. They're currently experiencing some network issues with one of their ISPs that may cause an increase in latency across the game world. So if you notice some lag here lately, it's going to be here to stay. They're working on it and hope to have it resolved as soon as possible, but it will be intermittent for a while. So over the next couple of days, you will be lagging, so be careful what you do in the game. Yes.
It reminds me of that old episode of the show Doug. We're working on it. We're working on it. We're working on it.
Pretty much. And that's pretty much all for the news.
All right.
Patch notes, please.
Absolutely. Let me pull open Google Chrome. All right, we're going to start off with the graphical updates. There's only a couple. An animation issue with shaking box traps has been resolved. Torches in Lumbridge catacombs are no longer sunk into the ground. And now for skills, D&Ds, and minigames. The deep sea fishing override will now work properly with skill champas. Corrected a typo on the Mime versus People court summons. The Ancestral Spirits aura no longer prevents players from killing Agaroth. It is no longer possible to teleport out of the Trouble Brewing lobby. Now for quest challenges and achievements. It is now possible to continue the Prisoner of Glufri quest after clicking out of conversation after climbing down the sturdy tree. Yet again, another quest that I have never heard of because I only have like 100 something quest points. The collapsed door during the Great Brain Robbery quest no longer has an open door option. A small typo within the Book of the Underworld has been fixed. Other. The Gemstone Golem outfits will now give their effects when logging in or switching worlds. Some items which were giving high defensive stats have been corrected. Pre-RS3 accounts no longer have their game world blacked out on their first login. Ultra growth potions now work on Kalquat trees. The correct state is now shown for Agaroth on the D&D tracker in the companion app for free players. The Primal Cart Shield B's examine info now correctly states that it is a tier 11 weapon. As they don't have any bones, rum-pumped crabs no longer drop any. An issue with rotating customization previews has been fixed. The Skill Advanced Guide for Juju Gumbo now correctly states that level 68 is needed. Players no longer get key tokens in Dungeoneering by creating summoning pouches. When killing Blink in Dungeoneering, there is no longer a chance that the floor will be impossible to complete. I know many people are rejoicing from that announcement. An issue with Tiny Lucian when using the balloon transportation system has been fixed. Ability queuing has been altered to fire abilities at the same rate as full manual. Several titles are now previewed correctly in Spanish. The Blessed Hatchet now states it can be reclaimed from the Slayer Master in Taverley instead of Berthorpe. Ninja fixes. Familiar summon animations have been updated. The textures on the 4 god swords have been updated. Memories will now be overwritten by enriched ones if the player is harvesting from an enriched wisp. The new kiln capes arranged in Magic can now be stored in a keepsake box. The new skill kiln capes arranged in Magic can now be used to attack an ice strike worm. Basilisk graphics have been updated. The animation of stepping over low obstacles has been updated. The animation played when reading books has been updated. A search option has been added to Diango's item retrieval interface. The Spirit Tree teleport animation has been updated. It is now possible to close the tool belt interface with the escape key. The incense burners inside of the Ghost with a Key Dungeoneering room now have left-click add herb options. Drop is now the default option on fish cod while barbarian fishing. And finally, an engine fix. Hit marks in legacy mode should no longer be out of sync. And those are your patch notes, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Also, one thing I forgot to mention, there's a celebration in the west part of Iraq if you'd like a free Uncle Sam hat.
It's a celebration, bitches.
I think it's every hour on the hour balloons drop, and then you pop the balloons and you get a hat. There's also like some barbecues set up fairly close to a bank. And
I'm confused as to why a UK-made game is so obsessed about the 4th of July.
That's all they can give us, since they're not going to give us RuneFest.
Exactly. It's a trick.
Did you notice on the forums how pissed off the Canadians are?
Oh yeah.
Because Canada Day was on the 1st, and that was Tuesday, and our 4th it was on Friday, and the Canadians didn't get anything.
Well, I think maybe it's because they're still considered part of the Commonwealth, so
yes.
Still got Queenie on your money,
Yeah, we call our day Independence. They just call it Canada Day. They don't want to be independent.
They don't. No, it's they don't want to be rude. They don't want.
That's true. All right, so it's pretty much the top of the hour.
It certainly is.
You know what that means? It's time for Matt's commercial break.
Hey! What the fuck?
Take it away.
Yeah. Hello again. I am Meyer Matthew from the Barbarians clan. You may have heard me on the N00b and Fr00b show, where I constantly make a fool of myself. Not able to read patch notes, telling jokes that nobody understands, and generally just being an idiot. However, I do love my clan. I do love the camaraderie that I feel there. Just in case you've never heard it, shamelessly plugged on this show a bajillion times before now. It's the Barbarians clan on RuneScape. Our homeworld is 59. We are a US-based clan, but we welcome all people. We have people from Canada. We have people from Portugal. We have people from Australia. Yeah, Portugal. Lol. Anyway, we have people from the UK. We have people from pretty much everywhere. So,
and we have an Arab,
a
Chinese guy, and a black guy.
Yes, we do. They are our token clan members. Satya is the alleged Arab in that statement.
Salam.
Don't make her
angry.
Salam
alaikum.
She has a plane in her apartment parking garage and AK-47 in her closet.
Oh my god.
Don't make her mad. Anyway, so yes, if you would like to join the most laid back, but still serious about getting free stoof, still serious about helping each other, still serious about getting stuff done. Free XP in the Citadel. It's a great clan to be in. We don't have any requirements for combat. Oh, you must be good at bosses, or oh, you must have lots of GP, or oh, your combat stats or skilling stats have to be this high. We accept all people, everybody who wishes to be in our clan. So, if you'd like to join, just private message myself, IR match you, or Satya.
Who never has our PM on.
That's true. Message me. Message me. Or if you happen to run into her bank standing or trying to get stuff for, to make stuff out of divination energy, which she'll be mumbling to herself, so you'll have to,
you could probably just wait around at Lunar Bank, and I guarantee, like, every 5 minutes I'll be at Lunar Bank.
Yes, that's very true. So, just do that. We also have people from Ireland.
Yep.
And sorry, Brack and Neymar, we love you too. I mean, your team never makes it to the World Cup. Sorry. Anyway, so join Barbarians clan today.
I don't know about you, but I'm convinced.
I am too. I think I'm gonna go join right now.
Me too.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, and Barbados. And Barbados.
I believe the children are our future. Anyway, so should we go to the Reddits first?
Absolutely.
Should we just start? Okay, we'll do the Reddits first.
Yeah, I got some Reddits for us. What's the most efficient way to train at low levels? I'm level 52 right now, and I finally discovered the Lumbridge Catacombs today. Oh my god. I remember those days. It was a lot more efficient to one-hit some of the monsters down there and get plus 30 to 50 XP than it was training at the place under the Barbarian Village, also known as the Stronghold of Security. Is this place the most efficient for low levels, or is there something even better? Personally, I know that when I was a little bit higher level than that, I would go to the hole near Edgeville where there are cockroach soldiers. Now, you can multi these, so you do need to be quick about killing them yourself, or you need to go there when you're by yourself.
You go to well, he's level 52, so I would go to the little bitty ones or the medium-sized ones, and they drop a lot of herbs and gems and things like that.
Yeah,
so
but that's
not a bad suggestion.
Yeah, but that's a very good place to go. You can easily make a mill going there, not an hour, I don't think, but you spend the day down there, and you'll make a mill, and that's pretty good for somebody of that low combat level. So definitely give that a try.
And also, I know this is going to sound repetitive, but Slayer. The thing with Slayers, they kind of assign you things close to your level. Once you get your Slayer level up closer to your stats levels.
Yes.
So that's always a good suggestion too. Of course, you're gonna be stuck killing cows and chickens at first, but eventually you'll get there. So.
Yes. We have a suggestion. Please rework mobilizing armies along with rewards and its UI. Seriously, it's dead. The only way I can get points to farm them by getting goblin squads and killing them after 3 minutes to get rank. It's not fun, Jagex. It's a great game, but no one plays it. Please do something about it. Not to be...
Have you ever played it, Matt?
I have not.
Here's the thing about mobilizing armies, and at one point it was very popular, and the only reason it was very popular was because the Onyx Ring Eye was kind of like a necessity to get in the PVM clans, because it was the best ring in the game at the time, and now there's a lot better rings. So it was never a really fun game, and it was never really popular because of the gameplay mechanics. It was popular because of that single reward. Does it need a rework? Yeah, but honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to just removing it. I mean, it's not fun. It doesn't feel very RuneScapey, and it's just a waste of time. And place those rewards somewhere else, like Pest Control or Barbarian Assault or something. But the game is just unnecessary, and it's complete dead content, and it serves no purpose. So I don't even think reworking it is worth the time.
Yeah, I'm thinking that, games like Stealing Creation or Soul Wars, those are the games that Jagex will look at next to try to
Right.
revive, because they have much more. There's much more of a community wanting those to be revived.
Yeah,
So
I
unfortunately, buddy,
agree.
you're kind of out of luck there.
The only good thing about it is it made a bank down there, so
Yes.
you could make eucalyptus stuff. So I'd like for them to keep the bank, but get rid
Yes.
of the game and maybe put a new game down there. And just I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm not a fan.
Mhm.
But
Is money making on two accounts at the same time against the rules? We've fucking gone over this.
we've been asked that quite a bit, and
Yeah.
no, it's not against the rules anymore. Mod Mark Gerhard himself, the man in the picture, if you look at the screen for a second with the little hit
Satanic Hitler.
mustache, he said on Twitter, as long as you're making it legitly on one account, you're allowed to transfer it to the next. But he doesn't state how you can transfer it. I guess that's up to you. But he says he's not going to punish anybody for it as long as you're not botting. So there's your answer.
See, the thing is, making money on those two accounts, it's not bad, but I'm pretty sure like dual logging on the same computer, that's not exactly.
That's another one of those things that are up in the air. You'll have some mods saying that you're not allowed to, do that, and then you have some mods say, well, you're not supposed to, but we're not going to punish you for it at the same
Right.
time.
Right.
And this whole thing about transferring money, I still really believe is against the spirit of the game.
It is.
Because I could transfer all the money from my main to like my PvP account and buy like the best gear and weapons for my level and just go out there and rape everybody who can't make the money. I just don't think that's fair.
No. Anyway, a suggestion: the ability to add nicknames to bank items. I thought that it could come in handy, or at least it could be used quite well to have the ability to add nicknames to bank items. These nicknames would act as search indexes. For example, when you add the nickname Row to Ring of Wealth, next time you search for an item in your bank, you can choose search with Row or Ring of Wealth, but both of these search terms offer up the same items. So basically, you can abbreviate your items to more quickly search for them.
I see what they're saying, and the problem with that is this is a Java game and that's going to take up a lot of information. The best idea and the best solution for the whole bank problem is to have placeholders, like where you put something, even if you take it out and you don't have any more of that items, it goes back into that spot no matter what. That's been the best solution to how very badly organized our banks are.
Yeah.
So I think they should go with the placeholders and not the type in this to get to this. If you know where everything is, you memorize where everything is, it's going to be a lot faster than hitting the search thing and typing in a couple letters.
Yeah, I think along with the ability to use tabs, which you've had for such a long time, and then the placeholders, like those two things together, I think will be great.
And I really think we need more than the tabs than we got, because there's so many categories for things, and I don't have enough tabs. Like I've had to combine like my herb lore with like my farming and like my summoning with mining and things like that. And I just would like everything to have its own special place and its own placeholder, and that's really anal retentive, isn't it? But that's what I want.
Right. All right. Suggesting a trimmed quest point cape.
Oh, here we go again.
Jagex recently pulled a new look for skill capes, and I was just thinking maybe the quest point cape could also be updated to be given trim for players who have completed every task and or mini quest. Let me know what you think. So basically this person is saying he wants it to kind of be like the comp cape, where comp cape is for doing everything, but trimmed is, you've done a little bit more than everything.
Well, let me just interrupt you there. I don't like when people say the comp cape's for when you do everything, because that's not true.
Yeah.
Like, if you have the completionist cape, you've not really done everything in the game. It's just you've done a lot of shit, but not everything.
Yeah, that's what trimmed comp cape is. So basically he's saying you do quests in mini games, you get the things for that, which, I mean, mini games are already a requirement to get comp cape. So it's I don't
Without, getting into the mechanics of everything, having to complete this and this and this for trim or whatever, we should have a trim quest cape, because number one, Old School RuneScape does, and not having that trim on that cape means the stats on a quest cape are significantly lower than those of like a trim skill cape. So either if you have a 99 well, at least 299s already. If you already have a trimmed cape, I think those stats should convert over to your quest point cape if that's the cape you want to wear, you know. So it's a matter of stats, but yeah, fair is fair. And they said eventually we would get it with like the 200th quest, I think it was, on that Q&A podcast from ages ago. So supposedly we are going to get one, but it'll be in celebration of the 200th quest, from what I understand. And the 200th quest was originally going to be the Elf City quest, but now that's been pushed ahead of time, so who knows what it'll be at this point.
Which, I mean, props to that, because the Elf City, the first half of the pizza, as Osborne described, will be released in September, and then the second half will be released probably at the end of the year or the beginning of 2015. So
this just in, Nani says he's going to kill you.
Because I dissed Portugal, probably. Well, you know, thanks for getting the U.S. ahead in the World Cup, Nani. You know, it's fun. You know, it's all in good fun. You know, you don't have to be sad. Request ability to change lodestone shortcut location keys. I'd like to be able to change the shortcut keys for lodestone locations. Example, change Ardone to A and Alcarid to Alt A. So basically he's wanting this to be more streamlined, a bit more different than it currently is.
Customize. I wouldn't have anything against customizable at all. So, I mean, it's a decent suggestion. Yeah. But, you know, how hard is it really to memorize what they are now and just push them? I agree. And we have to use a mouse to play this game anyway. What's so hard about moving your mouse up a little bit and pushing the button? I'll never know. Never know. I think sometimes we want to ask for things just for the purpose of asking for them.
Right. All right. Another suggestion. Can we get a notification chat message of what our Clover Necklace reward is, or at least when the charge is used? Guess what, dumbass? You do.
He must have his all chat turned off or something.
You go to your chat bar, turn on your all chat. You know, do that. It's not you. Well, it is you. Again.
It's not you. It's me. No wait, it's you.
Yeah.
Well.
Ninja request, please make the Clover amulets of the same type stackable in your bank. I know I have at least 20 of these things, and they are taking up so much bank space. Please make them have a universal degrade, much like the Ring of Recoil. Or
by spins much.
Yeah, exactly. Or you could make a tab for them if you're really that fucking anal about it.
Well, it is annoying when things that are alike don't stack, but there's a reason behind it. It has to do with like the charges and stuff. But
exactly.
You know, whatever. Just don't buy. Well, I can't say don't buy spins. It'll get us in trouble.
Because
just use them up really fast.
It's supposedly how Jax keeps the game afloat now, is from people buying spins, people buying bonds. Yeah, Transformers. Yes. Which
that's what we did today. We played Transformers.
We played Transformers. Not together because the mission shit is fucked up, but
you can't jump servers. That's really annoying. Like you can't pick your servers. That kills me. And there's like 10 of them. So if you want to get in like a mission game with your friend, you have to log in and out over and over until you're like, okay, there's this dude named Pootie500. Do you see him? No. Log in and out. Okay. Do you see Pootie5? No. Do you see this guy? It's really annoying. I hate that. I wish they'd fix that because it's fun when you can play with people you know. So I probably would enjoy the game a lot more if Matt and I could run around and do missions together or whatever. Yeah. But I did run into Yo Blue on there. And it's so funny how many RuneScape people I ran into. It's like most of the game is RuneScape people.
Yeah, both my Autobot and Decepticon names are not Iramatchu. I'm MCS0083 as an Autobot, and I'm Decimator0083 as a Decepticon.
I'm that bear on there, so you know I'm probably playing it a lot because now that I've figured it out, it's kind of fun.
Yeah. And
until I have to actually pay for it, I might be on there on occasion. So, you know, if you're listening and want to play Transformers, let's do it.
I'm kind of up in the air because it's like Satya shared with me earlier that it's going to be $22.50 to play it at a time.
That's for 2 months.
But that's for 2 months. So I really think that, you know, if you all think, you know, that's a bit much, try to petition Jagex, say, well, can we buy 1 month for 11.25, something like that, and even doing that, they would they now have a game that can compete with other online games, that isn't stuck in the past like RuneScape, and 11.25 for a month, or even 11.99 for a month, would definitely compete with the games that are still 15.99 or higher subscription rate.
Well, that kind of brings it into the topic that I picked out, and it's kind of comparing Transformers to the future of RuneScape. And I know you guys aren't here to listen about Transformers, but you have to keep in mind Transformers is made by Jagex. So, I mean, we can kind of foreshadow some things that might happen in the future of RuneScape. And some things that really stuck out to me with Transformers that I could see translating back over the RuneScape is stuff like, okay, like one of my Autobots got really badly blown up. And it's like, if I wanted it fixed instantly, I could pay like real money to have it fixed instantly to use it. And that's kind of got like that Facebook game feel. Like,
yeah.
If you want to do this now and not have to wait a couple hours, pay. And there's a lot of things like that. If you want this, and this, pay this, and this. So, I mean, I just feel like this is going to translate back over the RuneScape, and the microtransactions are just going to go through the roof. It's really kind of scary, actually.
Yeah. You've run out of energy on Farmville. Use real money.
Yeah, that's
get more energy.
What's happening on Transformers. And I'm like, are they testing this out to maybe throw it on RuneScape? They're a more popular game at the moment. We'd be dumb enough to buy it because we're so addicted to freaking RuneScape that we would. It's like, how would you feel if you were the Vrago and you died and your grave's there, and they're like, you can log back in 15 minutes, or you can log in now for $20.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking terrible.
It would be.
But it could happen. It does it on Transformers. It freaking happen. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it's possible? Do you think we're looking at the future when we log on the Transformers?
It is quite possible. Like you said, it's made by Jagex. Now, there is the Hasbro money being pumped into Transformers universe, but if again the money that Jagex makes off of Transformers universe, they are going to implement it to make changes on RuneScape. It's inevitable. So I can definitely see what you're saying becoming a reality. It's just very. It does just seem inevitable, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, we started with our microtransactions. We started out really small in RuneScape. It was like, buy this membership card and get, like, free useless freaking thing that means nothing. And then it went from that to, like, spins. And spins took a while. I mean, they gave us free ones first. And all I thought when we got the spins is how much it reminded me of, like, Neopets. and how Neopets transitioned themselves into the microtransaction things. And I was on Facebook day and night arguing with Mod Saber at the time about how the future of RuneScape is going to be microtransactions. And he's like, well, you don't know that. There's no evidence. Sure enough, it happened. And then it just blew up Solomon's, and now we can rent, like, loadouts and bonds and things like that. So who's to say, like, if you want your tree to grow instantly, pay $15? That's not possible. It's very possible. It's really scary.
It is scary. And again, it brings up the unfortunate thing: is Transformers universe going to cause the number of players who play RuneScape to dwindle? The amount, like you said, the amount of people who play RuneScape that are now on Transformers Universe, spending time on there, because it's a fun game, it makes you wonder whether this is going to happen. Is this game that is, made in a much more popular style of gaming, which is, a shooter. It's third person as opposed to first person, but it does definitely have, that Call of Duty or Battlefield or Combat Arms setup, where you level up and you upgrade your shit. So it's really kind of daunting to imagine Transformers Universe starting to take more of, center stage, front center stage, and Jagex has RuneScape in the background behind the curtain, still operating, still running,
Yeah.
because it's not going to completely die. There's too many people who are hardcore into it, but the amount of support in it may change, the amount of people working on it may change. I've already seen that now. Like mods who were working on RuneScape are now, doing the live streams for Transformers Universe, and you can tell just how much they know about the game, how much time they've been spending, tweaking things, all that. They're pretty much on TU full time.
Yeah.
So, begs the question: are more mods going to switch over working on TU, and is that going to make it to where RuneScape is not supported, therefore making it not as shiny, therefore causing people to not play TU over RuneScape?
Right, and I was having this similar conversation on Twitch about it, and people were like, well, people play RuneScape because they like the MMORPG, and that's not necessarily true. Like, most of the people I know on RuneScape aren't the nerdy people who like to watch Lord of the Rings and play like Dungeons and Dragons and dress up as wizards.
That is a generalization.
Right, that is not the typical RuneScape player. They're not that kind of like fantasy nerd at all. The fantasy nerds that are into that stuff are actually playing like World of Warcraft and Warhammer and things like that. They're not RuneScape players. The typical RuneScape player is just, an average person who maybe has some time on their hands and doesn't know what to do. They're usually college students, get bored sometimes, don't have a lot of money, and that's what they do. Yep. So, I mean, you can't assume that the fantasy aspect of the game is going to keep, the players there. The first person, well, in this case, third-person shooter is like the most popular thing in the world right now, and Transformers are extremely popular. So just the average popularity of those two things already outweigh, RuneScape. But the price is kind of hefty, so that could be the deterrent there.
That's again why I think that they should make it to where 1 month would be like $11.99 or something like that, or even $12. Like it's a little bit more expensive, making the 2 months for $22.50 a better deal.
Unless that covered like Transformers and RuneScape, because they are both by Jagex. We should just have like a Jagex login, and we pay one monthly fee, and we get access to both games. That would be pretty cool.
That would be pretty groundbreaking, I think. There's.
But we got that. But we got Hasbro. How are they gonna feel about that? But that would be fine because I do like Transformers. Not enough to play it all the time. Just every once in a while, I feel like shooting somebody, and I can't do it in the real world. Do it to Transformers.
Or just driving around in the car mode.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Like, before I really understood what I was doing. If you watch my live stream, I spent a lot of time just figuring out how to drive. But, I enjoyed that. That's the things I like about, like, Grand Theft Auto and, like, Carmageddon and Saints Row is just driving around. So, I hope they do come out with more stuff for the game. But, in the back of my mind, I'm worried, what does this mean for RuneScape?
They need to do what they did in what they have in Saints Row, and like you get Energon for like doing power slides and nearly hitting people but dodging them and shit like that.
Or what they really could do is integrate the two games into one game. We could have like Transformer familiars.
Right. And there is already an Autobot named Sparkscape. I wonder what that was derived from.
And we have automatons and crestbots in RuneScape. So I mean, we could just integrate the two and bring everybody together, and you can pick to be like a human or like a robot. Who honestly would pick to be a human? I don't know. But can you imagine like fire making, like as like a Decepticon? You just pull out your cannon and like set trees on fire. Slayer, go in there and detonate some bombs, and like we got mining probes on Transformers, so you need to train some mining, sit down a mining probe, and just like wait for it to blow everything up. I think this is the best idea I've ever had in my entire life.
Oh, totally.
It would absolutely work. But instead of like shooting bullets, they can shoot bolts. I mean, that would keep it legit, right?
Absolutely. No guns on RuneScape. People would
shoot
lose
bolts.
Their shit.
We'd have like dwarf cannons on our arms. I think it's fabulous. I'm gonna write Jagex a letter about this. I think
really
they need to hear it. I don't even know what we call it. Like Transcape.
Sparkscape, like the Transformer.
Yeah, Sparkscape. I like that. It's a good idea. I'm for it. I would do it. I'd pay like $15 a month for that. Don't you?
Oh, goodness gracious. Why not?
And, like, we should also be able to turn into the car, so they're going to have to expand the map for this. There's no way around that.
The whole shit, like, oh, the map's not too big enough for mounts. Nah, that day is over. This age is over.
We're talking about cars here, so you're going to need, like, to get from point A to point B. Like, if you want to get to the tip of the wilderness, is what, 60 wildy, all the way to, like, Ooglog, it's going to have to take at least 3 hours.
Right. So, change in the car mode by pressing T, right-click your nitro.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be there in, like, an hour.
Yeah, so. I think it's wonderful. They should hire us to be like their think tank.
They really should. It's very disappointing that they haven't.
I know.
Until now.
I've sent them like 800 resumes.
I
know. All handwritten in my period blood.
That might be why they turned you down.
Oh shit.
Just saying.
Should I try feces next time?
Try it. Brown finger that shit.
Yeah, delish. That's disgusting.
It is disgusting. What have we done?
I don't know. That's pretty much it. That's all I have for RuneScape.
Yes. Anyway, I think, and you remember the idea we had RapeScape? Just throw that in there too.
Yeah, just put it all together. Robots raping each other.
You will attract the robot fetishists out of the woodwork.
Just squirt some oil in my eye.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, there will no longer be getting fucked in the ass.
I saw you looking at my headlights.
Sorry, they were just so bright. There will no longer be getting fucked in the ass without a reach around because your ass will be able to produce its own oily lube.
That's convenient, really. It's brilliant. I don't know. I think we should probably end the show.
Yeah. I mean, there was one more Reddit that I think I want to read.
Okay, finish it off.
All right. This person here, can we please make the unicorn heel splats be purple like all the other heel splats? That is what this person is wanting.
People still use unicorns? That's my first question.
When's the last time you took out Skittles when you made that drunk video when you were in the wilderness?
Yeah, it's like the only time I ever use a unicorn is when I'm going to the wilderness, and you don't go out there very much. It's just they're so underwhelming now with all the healing abilities and Soul Split, of course, and they really need to do something with the familiars. I really wish the summoning rework would have happened because there's so many good ones that they have some useful things that they do, but they're just not useful enough compared to stuff I already have. So summoning is just kind of like undermined by everything else. But
yeah.
If the health splats are purple and everything else, it should be consistent. So I think that's probably more like an oversight than anything. I don't think they did it on purpose.
No.
So, yeah.
Anyway, so now it is the end of the show. We definitely appreciate you watching and or listening if you don't want to, cause XP waste. Mm-hmm. I have been IR Matthew.
And I have been That Bear.
Yes, tune in again next week for another amazing episode of the N00b and Fr00b show. We love you all. Goodbye.
And we want to thank Awesomeness
TV. Oh, yes. Oh, fuck.
Gamer Girl Radio over at Blogcast, AEM Radio for simulcasting, Jagex for not suing us, and most importantly, the Barbarians clan. And we love you, and good night, and bye.
Bye.